Terrific! Which things can you consider when picking the best all-around monitor? I have today the Lenovo Q27h, a display which proves to be quite popular in 27-inch with the WQHD resolution. And guys, there's a lot of choice when it comes to purchasing a display monitor for your computer slash notebook. And one thing you can consider when picking the best display is obviously the display size, 24, 27 and 32 inch, respectively the resolutions that you see here. And I think this Lenovo has proven to be popular in the North American market. And I know that's because it's in the middle, you know, it's not 24, it's not 32, it's right in the middle with the 27 inches, and that's a WQHD resolution and an affordable price point. This is what we're going to check out today, and I'll walk you through some considerations in general, what you can consider when doing a monitor purchase. Guys, awesome for tuning in. I have also tested some other displays recently that are very popular, like the 32-inch LG Ergo that had this like really nicely flexible monitor arm. If you want to do some comparisons, you can do that on my channel, and I sprinkle always in some useful information. Guys, let's unbox this and put it together. Let's get started. And guys, always awesome to test these displays for you. Lenovo is really like a nice brand you can also check out when going for purchasing display. So now we're going to quickly take this out of the box. As you can see here, very compact packaging, and I'm going to show you what's included, and we quickly assemble the display. And one nice thing I immediately noticed is how organized everything is in the Lenovo packaging. You have this monitor mount right here, very nicely designed, and everything has its own compartments. One downside I found is when you look at the accessories. In my particular case with this model, only the USB-C was included, so you might want to check if you need to order a display. I would recommend you to order a display port or HDMI cable additionally if you, for example, want to connect a streaming box via HDMI, or in my case, I will connect my computer with DisplayPort and then the notebook via USB-C. So that's really nice power supply here, other part of the arm. And the USB-C is really awesome because with the USB-C cable, you can just plug the USB-C in and it works like as a docking station. You transfer the digital signal to your display from the display, and also can charge the notebook. It works like a docking station. Awesome. And next up, we assemble the monitor arm. You have this base plate, and in the side you can just slide this in here very easily. So let me show this to you. You slide it in from the side, and then my recommendation is to put it upside down like this. And with the included screws, you can really quickly fixate this here. Very self-explanatory, and then we can attach the display. And for this, I recommend you to first put the stand on the desk. Next up, we're going to take the panel itself carefully out of the box, like you can see here in the picture. And I always like to reach with my hand under there, and then don't put it from the front, but better turn it around, and then carefully walk behind the display, because that way you can better see where these metal hooks are. And you may eventually have to push down this small lever, and then it just clips into place, and ready is the display. And another thing that you can consider when picking the best possible monitor for Windows or Mac is, besides the screen size of 27-inch, is obviously also the so-called aspect ratio. This is a 16:9 aspect ratio from this Lenovo display. One of the aspect ratios I would recommend for most people. Of course, I have also reviewed other aspect ratios on my channels. For example, this 21:9 aspect ratio with this LG ultra wides. Those are also very popular. That give you essentially some extra space at the sides, left and right. But for my opinion, as you can see in the description here below, is the normal 16:9 is for most users, in my opinion. And the 21:9, the aspect ratio that gives you more space, I think is more geared towards gamers or people who really need that extra screen real estate for productivity purposes, working with multiple documents at once. But I would recommend you to stick with 16:9. Then also an important thing that a lot of customers accidentally can miss when purchasing a monitor is there are actually different panel types that these monitors have. And if you know what you want to use the monitor for, it's very easy to pick the correct panel type. The TN Twisted Pneumatic is mostly, in my opinion, geared towards gamers because the TN panels are very fast panels. You can get very quick responsive 120 Hertz panels, something like this. The VA panels, they are good for contrast, and the IPS panels, that's what I want to direct your attention to. This is what my personal preference is, the IPS panels, because they have a good viewing angle stability and they have, in my opinion, the superior colors. At least that's what I think. And also very important when picking the display, make sure you consider that the display has all the inputs that you currently need or that you may need in the future, such as, for example, if you have a notebook or you're planning to get a notebook in the near future that has the USB-C, then you want to make sure, because sometimes there are also displays on the market that don't have the USB-C. This Lenovo I specifically selected for you guys because it has all the 3 input types. So why don't we just quickly switch over to the USB Type-C? And you can see that also works very, very nicely. And your notebook works as a docking station, which also has the added benefit that displays like that have the USB-C, usually the display itself also has an audio output where you can connect a pair of speakers to, and then everything happens through this one cable. It gets charged, the display is transferred. Often, sometimes it can also function as a USB hub, but you can also, most importantly, output the sound directly here. If you buy a monitor, I think it's best to buy a monitor with 3 inputs, the DisplayPort, HDMI, and the USB-C, because you see, now I could even connect a streaming box to that display and use it like a TV or entertainment station. And also it could stream the sound through the display over here. So it switches your sound even. That is really useful, and that's why I like displays like this Lenovo. Guys, awesome display. Let's jump to the conclusion. Terrific. And quickly summarizing the review of the Lenovo Q27h. This is a very nice display. As you can see here, you can connect up to 3 devices to this display, which is very nice, no matter whether you want to use it with your notebook, your stationary computer, Windows or Mac, or I even showed you the third thing, that you can connect a streaming box of your choice and even use this display for entertainment if you want. The stand is very nicely designed. It's a very nicely designed stand. I like this design a lot. However, honestly, I have to say there's one small downside with this display. It checks almost all the boxes, but the display, unfortunately, is not height adjustable. You can tilt the display, that's possible, but height adjustable, unfortunately not. So that's one thing you can consider. Like I told you, it's an IPS panel. It has 75 Hertz, which is a pretty good value for a display like that. However, if you want, you can also compare other displays on my channel page, like ultra wides, like the Japanese brands, or like 4K brands from South Korea. So I really encourage you to watch a few reviews before making a purchase decision. That way you will be well informed. And I also invite you to head over to my channel page. There I have a playlist called Computer Monitors, where you can find all the reviews that I did so far. Guys, awesome for tuning in. I would be very happy if you leave me a comment, or I see you maybe even as a subscriber. A lot of people have already subscribed. You can do this right now as well. I see you in the next video. Take care. And because you just watched one of my reviews, you might also be interested in comparing the products that I just showed you against, for example, this LG ultra-wide 4K monitor, which is a 21:9 aspect ratio. So normally the displays all have 16:9, but the ultra wides give you some extra flexibility, and especially the curved ones are great for gaming, but I'm more a video editing guy. Awesome for tuning in. I see you as a subscriber, and in the next video. Take care.